You are the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. You've served in this role as chair for many years. What is on the agenda? What does your committee need to tackle in this 119th Congress?
Yeah, I think we've got a very clear agenda. Obviously, it's going to be challenged by what's going on in the White House and what's going on with the budget reconciliation process. But it's really 4 items. Number one, the Pentagon's got to get better at buying new innovative technology. We've seen in Ukraine, as the pace of warfare has picked up, drones, the ability to jam incoming missiles. It's basically secure communications, information, drones, counter drones, missiles, and missiles defense. AI, machine learning, a lot of these new technologies are crucial. Pentagon's too slow to buy that. You can't be innovating on a 2 to 3 year budget cycle. Chairman Rogers and I are in complete agreement that we need to speed up that process. That's number one. Number two, it's become clear we need to be able to produce critical munitions in much greater quantity and much faster. We got to figure out how to speed up that process. Number three, recruitment. We have to be able to recruit and retain the best service members so that we can continue to have the best military in the world. And that's been challenged in recent years. How do we get people to join and stay so that we can meet the numbers that we need? Lastly, partnerships and alliances. We cannot do this on our own. The threats are coming from multiple places: Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, various transnational terrorist organizations. We need partners and allies, whether it's NATO, South Korea, Japan, wherever we can find partners and allies to meet these challenges. So those are the 4 priorities that we have on the Armed Services Committee.
When it comes to support for Ukraine, additional weapons or money to buy them, what's your confidence level that that happens in the 119th Congress with Republicans controlling Washington?
Yeah, it's not high. I'm really worried about the approach that Donald Trump and his supporters have taken to this. Look, we need a negotiated settlement in Ukraine. I completely agree with that. This war cannot go on forever. It has been devastating to Ukraine and devastating to the broader world in many ways as well. But you don't get to a negotiated settlement if you don't fund Ukraine, if you don't give Ukraine the power to defend itself. If Putin sees a defenseless Ukraine, he will not stop. So when candidate Donald Trump said he opposed an additional supplemental to support Ukraine, he was basically handing Ukraine to the Russians and Putin. Has he changed his mind on that? Is he going to give Ukraine the power to defend themselves? If Ukraine is strong, if Ukraine has security guarantees, then I think that forces Putin to the table. It forces him to negotiate. And then Donald Trump, the great deal maker, wants to go make that happen. Good for him. But there's going to be no deal to be made if we don't give Ukraine the power to defend itself.
You are not obviously going to vote for Speaker Johnson today, but is Speaker Mike Johnson and Senator John Thune the best leadership for Republicans to enact to get aid to Ukraine?
Oh, gosh, I mean, that's a very low bar that you just set in that question, the best as compared to everybody else. I mean, certainly both Speaker Johnson and Majority Leader Thune have said they support Ukraine. I've had many, many conversations with Speaker Johnson about this and really pressed him on this point, and he insists that he does not want to abandon Ukraine. So I guess it gives us an opportunity. The best, yeah, I don't know about that. But I think there is an opportunity with both of them to make sure that Ukraine does get funded. We're going to press them on that issue.
What do you want to see this committee do? It sounds like you have a good relationship with the chair. So given the agenda that you outlined, do you think that you can put something on paper and get it on the House floor quickly because of bipartisanship?
Well, we got a shot. There is, however, a challenge. I mean, look. The great thing about the Armed Services Committee, both in the House and the Senate, is we are bipartisan and we pass a bill every year, 64 straight years now. And we are the most bipartisan committee in Congress, the only committee in Congress that gets its work done every single year. And it's because we understand the importance of national security, and we see it as a bipartisan issue. And there is a culture on our committee. The culture is we work together and we get it done. You will see other committees where the culture is seek every partisan advantage you can get, insult the opposition every single day. We don't really do that. Believe it or not, Matt Gaetz served on the Armed Services Committee. And even Matt was a reasonably productive member of the committee. He didn't blow things up there in the way that he did on government oversight and elsewhere, because he adapted to the culture that we have on the committee. I believe that culture is fraying because on the House floor, the Freedom Caucus is insisting on a partisan defense bill before they'll even consider voting for it, and then most of them don't vote for it anyway. So will we be able to maintain that bipartisanship? The bill that we passed this year, I did not vote for because it included partisan poison pills at the insistence of the Freedom Caucus. Mike Rogers was very public. He didn't want those things in there. He didn't think they needed to be in there. Speaker Johnson caved to the radical right-wing Freedom Caucus that wants it to be partisan for the sake of it being partisan. Which one of those two things wins out this year? I don't know. We're going to work very, very hard to maintain that bipartisan tradition, keep going forward. But it's going to be tested as it's never been tested in my 28 years in Congress.
You said your committee passes a bill every year. It's no small bill, though. Describe what this, I mean, It takes hours for your committee to mark up this legislation. What is it?
It's the National Defense Authorizing Act, which is basically oversight and authorizing funding for the Pentagon. So this year, I think it was like $888 billion, roughly. And then a whole lot of policy provisions. And then because the defense bill passes every year, we typically take on authorizing legislation from other committees. The Intel authorization bill was in there. Frequently the Coast Guard authorization bill is in there. The Foreign Affairs Committee authorization bill is in there. And then a host of other issues. So it's typically about a 4,000-page bill that is put together exactly in the how a bill, what is it, how a bill becomes a law thing,
right,
the Schoolhouse
exactly.
Rock thing.
Exactly.
We go through committee, we have a long markup, we mark the bill up, it goes to the floor, we offer amendments. The Senate, most of the time, does the same thing. Occasionally they don't pass it off the full floor, but then we conference with whatever we've got, and we produce a product that is, bipartisan, bicameral, and the president signs it. So it is the legislative process, the way the legislative process was supposed to be.
Sometimes into the wee hours of the morning, this committee has been marking up the legislation.